from the flipped. Tales from the flipped. So the topic this week is what do you bring to haul your thrift treasure? And
I'll go first because I'm boring.
Okay.
When I go to the bins, I take a giant blue IKEA bag. That's my go-to for the bins. Everywhere else, I am always the person that's like, I don't need a cart.
Right.
Every time. I have for 20 years, I have not learned the lesson of getting a cart at a Salvation Army or Goodwill or a Restore. I'm always like, no, I'm not going to get anything. I mean, for decades, I've done that. And every time I have my arms like this and someone has to come up to me or I drop something, it's just, I won't do it. So no, I don't carry anything. The bins I learned, the big bags, but that's really it. I don't have a system. So I need to know. So
Joe, would you like to go or should I?
Okay, so I a lot of times forget things. Like I'll have sometimes I'll bring my own totes, but I have I do have some IKEA bags that I'll use on occasion, but mostly what I'll use is I will forget everything, and so I'll buy pillowcases, and so I'll use pillowcases and just shove it's kind of difficult, because you're just basically jamming clothes in. I mean, if you could do it right at the get-go, it's a lot easier to check out because you just wait. All you have to do is go, thanks a lot, and grab your loot sacks, throw them over your shoulders, and hightail it out.
You're Santa Clausing it. You're literally Santa Clausing it. Yeah,
exactly.
Nicely verbalized. You verbalized Santa Claus.
And this is something I learned from my mom. So it is. This is a garden family tradition handed down to a second generation. Me. I don't have any children except for Francis and my cats and other dog Carmen. My sister doesn't have any children, and my niece and nephew, they go to the bins and they'll pick out a couple things and be happy with that. Maniacs. They're maniacs.
What do you mean pick out a couple of things?
They don't they just pick out. I know. It's what are they? I don't understand how they
untrustworthy.
How do they go to the bins and the blood does not start to boil within them, going with the treasure? Where is the treasure?
They know what they want.
Your niece and nephews are not trash dragons.
They're not trash dragons. They're actually pretty.
They're trash pigeons. They're not. They're just picking.
They're hunting and pecking.
I'm disappointed in your niece and nephew.
They're lovely. They're lovely people. They're wonderful. I love them to pieces. They're great. Yep. They're smart. They're funny. And they do like going to the bins. They just don't walk out with a bunch of stuff.
Chris, what do you take?
What do I take? That is a good question. So,
because you do not own a vehicle, right?
I do not own a vehicle.
So this is a whole different ball game for you.
It's a cool ball game. So yeah, I mean, I actually am lucky enough to live in a nice area of LA that has a multiple thrift stores within walking or public transport, or so what I generally do is I'll take a bus, or there's a city service called Metro Micro that is $1 to anywhere in Glendale, Highland Park, Eagle Rock, a bunch of places. So I can go to a bunch of places for $1. And so then what I do is take an Uber back. If it's not, if it's very little, I'll just walk back. But it's the bins are a half-hour walk for me. I can get there, and then but I bring so much stuff back, I have to get a car. And so
could you carry a cart though? Could you carry? That's what I was wondering. Do you have a trolley cart, one of those?
What I actually have, I bring home, is a variation of the IKEA bag, which is these fresh direct bags, which are
those are good.
They're larger than you think. They're wide. This is wide.
Those look like the TJ Maxx bags. They're sort of suspiciously large as well.
Yeah. And these are I put hundreds of pounds of at least 100 pounds worth of books in these, and they're fine.
And the handles hold.
Hold. I take 2 of those to the bins, and then I have in a satchel, and then I also have another bag that's like one of those little rolled up bags for like odds and ends and ephemera.
Okay.
But I also like you were saying like one of the interesting things about our bins is that if you don't get there at the open, you like they have a bunch of grocery carts there.
That
If
was
you
my
get there,
that was my question to ask you.
yeah,
Tell us about
yeah,
the
you
cart
have to
situation.
you
with
have to get
Blancos.
there, and you don't get a cart unless you're there because people will grab two carts,
Yeah,
and just sit on them all day.
all day.
So if you get there at 8 o'clock, you can get a cart. But if
You
you're
have
at
to
the
go at 8 or right before an hour before they close, and then there will be some
right,
carts.
yes, you can, or there's sometimes in the middle of the day you could probably luck into it, or then you basically just have to put your name on a list, and then they call out your name, and
It's
so
serious. I remember when the list started. Yeah.